Greetings, comrades. We are still reading Capital by our good friend Karl Marx, and we are still in chapter 15 titled Machinery and Modern Industry. Today we're covering sections 2 and 3, part A. 3 is broken down into many subsections. Basically, the overview of section 2 is we're talking about value transferred by machinery to the product that it is a part of creating. A machine does not reproduce or create surplus value, right? That is only something that can be done by a worker. We're talking about, the productiveness of a machine being measured in the human labor power that it replaces. Okay, so the productiveness, the value of this machine, you're thinking of it as, I don't have to hire as many workers because the machine can do all of this now. So that is how productive the machine is if it's doing the work of, say, 5 workers, okay? That's more or less section 2. Section 3A, we are talking about child labor again, yay, and women in the workforce as well. So with the advent of this machinery, with bringing on these machines into the factories, you think of like a power hammer, right? Before, you needed someone big and strong with lots of muscles to do the manual work of, say, forging steel, right, with a hammer. Now, when you have a power hammer, in Marx's time, powered by steam, you don't need someone as strong, so you can hire women and children to do this job, to work the machine. And in a lot of ways, it was more advantageous to have them, not just because you could pay them less, because you could, but because smaller people that might be more dexterous can work the machinery better than like a big bumbling man could do. Here he compares this demand for child labor to American chattel slavery, literally talking about people auctioning their children off for rented labor, like a week at a time for 2 shillings a day, sending these children off to the factory for a full week, and the parents keeping that money. We talk about children chimney sweeps, which is definitely a cliche that we've heard before, but making these small children literally climb into chimneys to clean the soot off of them. He also talked about there were some age restrictions put into place during this time. Children under 13 couldn't work in these factories, so they found doctors that would sign off on maybe a 8, 9, or 10-year-old saying that they look 13, so they're fine. Send them off to the factory. And yeah, finally, education was mandated for children under 14. But because the peasantry was kept so uneducated at the time, they had teachers that couldn't even read or spell their own names, attempting to teach these children that were crammed into classrooms, 75 children in a classroom, no books available. It was just like some bullshit tactic to pretend like they were actually invested in educating children at the time. So, because this education was such bullshit, parents just sent their kids to the factory where they could at least make a little bit of money off of them. Child labor. That's section 3A. So keep reading. Cheers, y'all.